Well, good day or good evening to you, fellow planeswalker. My name is Yossarian. I crack packs. I cracked a pack last 2 days ago. Wednesday, I opened a March of the Machine pack, knowing nothing about the set theme or the flavor or the lore, and I really quite enjoyed it quite a bit. It's like kind of a hodgepodge, a lot of stuff thrown together. There's little elements of Kamigawa and Mirrodin, and little touches of Kaladesh, and the flavor text of one of the cards mentioned, Kaldheim. So I really liked March of the Machine. I liked it enough to get another pack, and we're going to crack that pack today. I have the pack I cracked on Wednesday here for reference. You can look at other cards. I sort of vaguely remember what other cards I pulled in that one. The rare from that one was, what's it called? Grafted Butcher. And I pulled a Battle as an uncommon. So if you want to, go back and check out that video. Go to my channel page and look at my recent videos. That video was recorded on the 12th of July 2023. To kind of mark this, for me to go back, since a lot of what I do with my videos is just serves as something for me personally to biographically go back and look at what was going on, kind of. I will sort of mark this video posting in time by saying that in current events, India space program recently launched a rocket that they're very proud of. So congratulations to the people of India and their space program for their technological and astronomical success. So without further ado, I will crack this bad boy. Okay, so I know the token wasn't back for the last pack, but for this pack it's in the front. I've got a Phyrexian Hydra, and it is a white and green token creature, 3/3 with lifelink. The artwork depicts a metallic Hydra. So basically, if you don't know, a Hydra is like a multi-headed serpent snake type creature. Legendarily, when you chop off one head, it grows two more in its place. And it looks like it is terrorizing a town. The artwork is Nestor Osandan Leal. He is the creator of this artwork. And it is a token, and it is card 0012. For my basic land card, I got a Plains, and it is kind of a dark Plains with gray skies, and there's this card here. There's this image here. It's a red thing in the distance. You see that there. I'm going to pull out another card from my last pack. I believe it was a common. Yeah, Knight of the New Coalition. It has those little sun things. You see them? Little emblems or glyphs or whatever you want to call it. So be interested in knowing what that is. If you know what that is, make a comment in the space provided for comments below. Got a Plains, and that is land, and it's card number 0277. I've got a Urabrask the Hidden as my rare, and that has a different set symbol. So I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's like the same set symbol that I got for my Hirobi Death's Whisper. So it's like an archival card or whatever. But Urabrask the Hidden. Nice little black and white anime-like art there. Urabrask is a legendary creature for 5 mana, 2 red and 3 colorless. Again, legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor is the creature type. It is a 4/4. Creatures you control have haste, and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. And the flavor text reads, while the other Praetors eagerly prepared for invasion, Urabrask retreated to the furnace layer, defying Elesh Norn's commands. Okay. All I know is there's an Elesh Norn card. There's an Elesh Norn card where he or she is like a Grand Cenobite, and it's a white card. But here you have a card you could kind of build a commander deck around if you wanted to. It's also borderless, so that's pretty cool. Urabrask the Hidden. I'm kind of stoked about this new legendary creature card that I have. Okay. Oh, I got another Invasion of Pyrulia, which is a battle, a siege. As a siege enters, choose an opponent to protect it. You and others can attack it. When it's defeated, exile it, then cast it transformed. And the battle side says, when Invasion of Pyrulia enters the battlefield, scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land or double-faced card, draw a card. So a little scry ability there, little deck setup. And when you defeat the battle has 4 life, if you want to call it that. I don't know what it's officially called. 4 counters or whatever. You get a Gargantuan Slabhorn, this dude with the hatchet as a horn. Creature type beast. Trample, ward, 2 colorless. Other transformed permanents you control have trample and ward 2. So, another one of those bad boys. I don't know if I'll be building something Simic, but if I want to build something Simic, then I'll have 2 of those battles to start off with. Okay, we have Aetherblade Agent. Aetherblade Agent is a 2 mana, a black and another, human rogue creature. It's a 1 power, 1 toughness creature, and it has Death Touch. It has an activated ability for 4 colorless and a Phyrexian blue mana. Transform Aetherblade Agent, activate only as a sorcery. And Phyrexian mana can be paid with either a regular blue mana or 2 life. Flavor text reads, the Consulate of Kaladesh had always valued his particular talent for extracting information. Kind of a FBI interrogator sort of thing. It depicts a dude, and we got those little sun type things. I'd be interested to know what those are, if those are on this particular plane, wherever March of the Machine is taking place. I'm letting that unfold as I crack packs in this set, and I may go to the Wizards of the Coast website and read the short stories or the novel about March of the Machine. I'm starting to like this, so let's see what Aetherblade Agent does when you transform it for a Phyrexian blue and 4 other. It turns into Gitaxian Mindstinger, which is a blue and a black 3/3 Phyrexian rogue creature with Death Touch. Whenever Gitaxian Mindstinger deals combat damage to a player or battle, draw a card. Alright. I don't know if I like that or the other transform for a Phyrexian one I got, but let's look at those side to side. was Order of the Mirror. Is the Ozorius one. And that turns into a 3/3 with flanking. I mean, Gitaxian Mindstinger is definitely better if you have a way to get it through, right? Like if you have some sort of you give it menace, or because it's probably not going to want to be blocked by 2 creatures if it has Death Touch and menace, because you can choose how you distribute the damage, and you could deal 1 to each and kill 2 creatures for the cost of 1. So yeah, because this could be given, the Gitaxian Mindstinger could be given menace by the Grafted Butcher. I'm just realizing that now. Because this guy, when it enters the battlefield, Phyrexians you control gain menace until end of turn. So that's kind of a cool combo that I just happened to open in these 2 packs. Seeing the connections, seeing the synergy. All right. This is an interesting one. 2 mythics in 1 pack. Amazing. I got Urabrask, and now I have Borborygmos and Fibblethip. For a green, a blue, and a red, and 2 others. So if you're what was that set with the beasts? Ikoria. If you're an Ikoria guy, that'd be a Katria +2 colorless. For a 6/5 legendary creature, Cyclops Homunculus. Whenever Borborygmos and Philip enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. Then you may discard any number of land cards. When you discard 1 or more cards this way, Borborygmos and Philip deals twice that much damage to target creature. Wow. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, if you have ways to bounce lands to your hand, like maybe Kefnet the Mindful for 1, or any number of or other things, but that's the one that comes to mind that I have in my collection. So if I were to build this card in Commander, if I were to build Borborygmos and Philbith or whatever in Commander, I would probably put Kefnet the Mindful in that deck. If you can have other legendary creatures in Commander decks other than your Commander, well, I think you can, but I'd need to check on that real quick. So anyways, second clause for this amazing mythic creature, one of 2 mythics in this pack. A blue and another, put Borborygmos and Philthip into its owner's library 3rd from the top. Okay. Alright. So you got a little evasion there. If someone tries to remove it, you can draw it in 3 turns. So yeah, depicts a cyclopean dude and a little dude on his head. So Borborygmos is probably the big dude, and Philthip is the dude on top. And it looks like this guy is actually wrestling with a Hydra, of all things. So artwork by Rudy Siswanto. Mythic, and it is card number 219 in the set. Phyrexian Awakening. It's an enchantment for a white and 2 others. When Phyrexian Awakening enters the battlefield, incubate 4. Create an incubator token with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. So it's a token. And so it's just a regular old token, but it's not a creature, I guess. And it has 2 colorless. Transform this artifact. It transforms into a 0/0 Phyrexian artifact creature. Okay. So we're looking at a 4/4 Phyrexian on turn 4 after the transformation. And it also, what the enchantment actually does is Phyrexians you control have vigilance. Pretty cool. Nice little enchantment with a body attached to it. The artwork depicts these little crescent-like things with red rivulets in them and dangling cables, presumably. And they're in these in this cavernous but luminous terrain, and there's some water on the ground. Artwork by Arthur Nakoden. It's an uncommon, and it's card number 30. Ramosian Greatsword. It's artifact equipment for 1 and 4 other. So we have Convoke. Equipped creature gets +3/+1 and has trample. And it has equip 2. Well, right on. Okay. So yeah. Good little equipment here. If you have a few dorks, you can get it onto the battlefield with pretty good ease, and like maybe equip it pretty soon. I was noting to myself that this card has red cards with Convoke, where Convoke was always a Selesnyan ability, which is white and green, so that's new. The artwork has these bowls of like incense burning, and it's creating a circle of incense, of smoke around this Ramosian greatsword that is ensconced on the wall with a red banner-like thing behind it. The artwork is by Jason A. Engel, and it is an uncommon. It is set number 0159, Ramosian Greatsword. Halo Charged Scab. So that's cool. That's some more of how this set is like a grab bag type set, because scabs were from the original Innistrad. I drafted a lot of that set on Arena. Halo Charged Scab is a zombie creature, 4/4, 4 colorless, and 1 blue. So what does it do? When Halo Charged Scab enters the battlefield, each player mills 2 cards. Then you may put an instant, sorcery, or battle card from your graveyard on top of your library. Okay. So little recursion here. It's a good common. Halo Charged Scab has 2 right arms and 1 left arm with a mace on the end of it, and or a morning star, whatever that is, and you got little spires in the background with blue swirling, spiraling energy. The flavor text reads, Innistrad Stitchers were practiced at incorporating magical substances into undead creations. Very spooky, very horrific. It is a common. It is set number 60. And the artwork is by Igor Kierliuk. Halo Charged Scab. I like Marcher Machine. I want to play some of this. Inspired Charge. A mass creature pump for 2 white and 2 other. We have Bear Pegasi being ridden by little knight dudes. We've got the little machine-like thing that it's on, and there's a rhino in the background as well being ridden. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. It's an instant. And let's show these soulless fiends what a real army looks like. Forward, Shella, Knight of Zalfir. The artwork is by Vladimir Krisetsky. It is set number 19. And I want to say it's a little bit low powered. I feel like you can get just straight up +2/+2 for all your creatures until end of turn. Maybe at instant speed for the same cost in some other cards, but not in this set. So maybe this is a way of indicating that White Weenie is either pretty powerful in terms of cheap creatures you can get, so it needs to compensate in the power scales by not having as big of a boost. Also, this being Phyrexia, you get a lot of that sense of like power being worshipped, so it's more of a power boost than a toughness boost, where you might see things sacrificing themselves for their mana mages more readily. But Inspired Charge, nice little blanket pump. Afara's Dispersal, a blue and 2 colorless for an instant. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets an attacking creature. Okay, wow. Return target creature to its owner's hand, surveil 2. And what surveilling is look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest on top of your library in any order. So you can get some of those unneeded lands out of the way late game, or get to land quicker early game if you need it. Considering how this card can only cost 1, this is a really great versatile card to draw the right cards and help balance your hand to help you do better strategically. The artwork depicts someone, presumably Afara, with a nice little vase. It looks kind of like a Ming vase, and she is dribbling some sort of magical substance, like a silken-like substance, onto a dude who's was going to attack her, but she has disabled that pursuer. So, Afara's Dispersal. Okay, we have Serpent Blade Assailant for a green and 2 other, an elf warrior creature. Only a 2/1, so that's not good to only get a 2/1 for 3 mana. But it has backup 1. When this creature enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. If that's another creature, it gains the following ability until end of turn. Wow. And that following ability is Death Touch. So it's just a 2/1 body, but it does a lot. It can be a 3/2 Death Touch for 3, which is decent, and it can be a 2/1 Death Touch that gives another creature a +1/+1 counter and gives it Death Touch until end of turn. So this is a pretty sweet little common. Depicts a elf with a sword and buckler, and there's those little red whatevers in the background, and there's a couple buildings in the background. He's got a flowing cape. He's got locks, white locks of hair behind him. Looks like he's, I don't know, maybe trudging towards a battle. The flavor text reads, Kaldheim's Cosmos was never yours to corrupt. It's a common. It's card number 205. And the artwork is by Durian. Meeting of the Minds. We have a 4 mana, a blue and 3 colorless instant, and you can convoke to cast this spell. And what it does is you draw 2 cards. Okay, so this set, almost every set has a blue card draw card for costed about this. This is overcosted because it has Convoke. So let's say yeah, it's pretty basic, nice little card draw here. The artwork depicts some blue mana mages and a woman that looks like Liliana kind of from the back, but they are connecting to something. There's the Phyrexian symbol above in what looks like stained glass. There's flowing red stuff. There's one of those red emblem things, and it looks like it's that same Ming vase. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but they're definitely meeting the minds. The flavor text reads, "If something seems impossible, you probably haven't tried asking for help." Nice. That's a kind of a nice little inspirational quote there. If something seems impossible, you probably haven't tried asking for help, and that's a Niambi, Cleric of Dominaria. This is a common, set number 66, Meeting of Minds. Placid Rottentail. I like that name. I like the card. Placid Rottentail is a fungus rabbit creature for a green. It's a 1/1 creature with vigilance. And for a green and 2 other, you can exile Placid Rottentail from your graveyard, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature, activate only as a sorcery. So this is a good common. I would imagine this saw plenty of play in Limited. The artwork depicts what else could I tell you? A fungus rabbit. A rabbit munching on some flowers with spores, and it has multiple ears. And yeah, the flavor text reads, "It had always loved munching on daisies and crystal weed, but lately its favorite snacks were the strange round roots popping up everywhere." So I wonder what those are. And that's probably something flavor-wise or lore-wise in the set. The artwork is by Philippe Berburon. It is a common, and it's card number 199. Oh, here we have something that goes back to Shadowmoor. How cool. Because we have Red Cap Heel Slasher. Mad Caps or Red Caps were from Shadowmoor, I believe. It is a 4 mana 2/3 creature, a Goblin Rogue for a red and 3 others. It has backup 1. So we know what backup 1 does. So it puts a +1/+1 counter, and the ability that it has as a body, and it can also bestow, is First Strike. Flavor text reads, "Biffle was delighted to have an excuse to use the nice cutlery he'd liberated from Edgewall." Artwork depicts a goblin slashing at something, has very pallorous skin tone, and he has, as you would expect, kind of a red cap on. And the artwork is by Alexei Kruglov. It is a common. It is set card number 161. Red Cap Heel Slasher. So I guess it's slashing giants' heels, I would imagine. Vanquish the Weak. This is a reprint. It's an instant for a black and 2 others. Destroy target creature with power 3 or less. We've got a scary-looking 4-armed angel with a skull on her breastplate, and she has a wide boomerang-like head adornment, and she's vanquishing someone weak. And what she does, or what the flavor text reads, is, "When Atraxa first arrived, the people of New Capenna rejoiced at the sight of such a grand angel. then the slaughter began. So we have a new Capenna referenced here. So getting a whole lot of different sets in this mashup of a set. I didn't know that's what this set was, but this is a great set for lore enthusiasts. Vanquish the Weak. Artwork by Gaboleps. Card number 129. So there you have it, folks. I now have 2 packs. I can maybe start building a casual deck, considering I have some other cards too. Might want to build a maybe build a Berberips, the Cyclops, green, red, and blue, because that's a fun color wedge there. Yeah, thanks for watching, and always remember to announce your declaring attackers so that people can tap your creatures down. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.